Well, iron sharpens iron, and we've been together for a long time, and we talked about a lot of things, about what we're going to do when we come home, be a positive impact to the community, and education. Education was the front and foremost, on our minds. Getting these degrees to back up, the intellectual knowledge that we do have, the knowledge and wisdom that we do have, and we want to impart that on the people. You have a master's degree, and I have a bachelor's. So what we're doing is trying to strengthen our people and letting them know that this is what you have to have. Although you know how to drive, you can be a NASCAR driver, but if you don't have a driver's license, you out the game, right? We can be, as knowledgeable and intellectual in all these facets, but if we don't have the degrees to back it up, then it's not really saying anything. We put those on the wall and then get to work. So we put the plaques on the wall, and now we at work, building the empire. And just to be a part of it, to me it's fascinating. I get up in the morning, although I get up at 3:30 in the morning, I make that trek because it's the purpose. It's the why that I get up. The people are the why that I get up. To be impactful in society. Everyone has to have the why you do something, right? Now my son is 25 years old. All his life I've been incarcerated. But to come home and to actually hear him say, "Dad, what we doing this weekend?" at 25, and he's a police officer. He works in Long Island City, which is Queens, in the 108 precinct. To see him go out and battle on that front line, and me battling on this front line, it's amazing for us to be together. But it's also amazing to share that quality time with him. And every day with him is amazing because who knows what can happen out there during these times, when people just hate police. And I try to change the minds of our citizens on this end, because letting them know that there's a reason why, police are in your neighborhood, because of high crime. We have to understand that when you look through the lens from the other person's point of view, you get the perception of what they see and not what you perceive that's coming through their lens, right? If you're walking around at 3 o'clock in the morning in the city streets from 3 to 4, if you don't have a suit on coming from work, or they don't view you as coming from a party, then you must be committing a crime. Where I live, we don't have sidewalks. So for me, being on this side, and you're walking at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm driving, coming home from work, or going to work, because I go to work at 4 o'clock, I get the 4:41 train in the morning, and I see you walking at that time, I'm gonna question you. In my mind, like, what are you walking for? We don't have sidewalks. Like, hold up. To me, you're gonna try to burglarize something or something like that. I'm looking at it from the officer's point of view because there's no sidewalk, right? There's no reason you should be walking. No one walks out there. So if you're not driving or on a bike, and I don't see you regularly on the same path when I go regularly, right, driving to Ronkonkoma, then I'm gonna look at you as a suspect of doing something wrong. So when you're in the city and you're out here coming from these tenement buildings, right, at this time, there has to be a purpose. There has to be a why, right? And sometimes the police may say, "Hey, listen, we got a call. There's been a robbery over here. Let me see your license and registration." And you say no, and you come back at them in a violent temper. Then there's an issue. There's an issue. You have to understand where you're at.